just sent it to you.
There it is. All right, just showed up.
Jim, I have all the confidence in the world. You'll do just fine tonight.
Yeah, well, you haven't got my eyesight to read a resolution off of a phone.
Sure, you guys are live.
Thank you.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah, I got one I can read for a change. Look at that. Okay, Adam, we ready?
Yes.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're good to go. All right, we'll call the Gates Fire District January meeting to order here at 6:31 p.m. Show that it is a Zoom meeting. Commissioner Caminelli is excused due to illness. Let's see.
Can I lead you in the pledge, Jim?
What? Yeah, Dave Hancock, you want to lead us in the pledge?
Sure. Adam, you want to put the flag up? Uh-oh, he left.
I'm here. One sec.
Oh, okay.
Adam, you there?
Yeah, he's there.
I see it. That's his name, but no sign.
Yep, 1 second. Actually, I got a little one somewhere. There we go. All righty. Okay, I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands,
one
a nation under God, indivisible,
with
with
liberty
and justice for all.
Thanks, Adam.
Okay, as I said, we're on a Zoom meeting, so I can't identify the emergency exits because I don't know where your exits are. So, anybody, any guests that want to address the meeting? I guess. No guests in attendance. Motion to approve the December 28th, 2020 final financial commission meeting minutes.
Motion, Hallfelder.
Seconded by
Cox.
all in
thank
favor.
you. That works really good, guys, if you say your name.
Okay.
All in favor.
All right.
Okay, motion to treasury report, Carol.
All right. So the first report will
Wait,
do is the,
did you approve the January 7th org meeting minutes?
Oh, Jim, we did the budget meeting.
No, it's not on there, but yeah.
Oh, the motion to approve the organizational commission meeting minutes. All right.
I'll make the motion.
Hancock
Hancock.
made a motion, seconded.
Cox.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Thank you.
Now we'll go.
Sorry, Carol.
that's
Carol.
okay. All right, we'll start with the treasurer's report.
Lost the treasurer's report. Oh, there we go.
I see transfer has been made to the 6G account. Um, we have a motion to approve the treasurer's report,
Cox will make a motion.
seconded by,
Hancock.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Carol, you wanna go into those two accounts we were talking about just prior to the meeting here before we get into the disbursements?
Sure. So we have a couple of accounts with, one with a very small balance and another one that will be transferring the money out of, making the balance zero. So we'd like to discuss closing those accounts. The first is the general funds account that has the $125.88 in it. That's the general fund savings account. We used to use a savings account because we didn't get interest in the checking account, so we only kept as much money in the checking account as we needed and would keep as much in the savings to get interest. But now that we use the ICS program, we're getting interest on all our accounts, and there's really no need to keep that money into the savings account anymore. So instead of having a small balance in this account, Commissioner Worth suggested transferring that balance over to the checking account and closing this account. The second account that we were referring to is the account that has the 31,000 that was the budget overpayment, the tax overpayment from last year. So now that it's 2021, we can use those funds as we asked for that much less from the towns. So we could transfer that into the general checking account as well.
So
Okay,
she can do that. I think just to cover ourselves, our lawyer's not on here, but just to cover ourselves, I'll entertain a motion that we direct the treasurer to close out those two accounts and transfer the funds to the general fund.
I'll make the motion.
Second by
I'll second the
Hancock.
motion. Cox will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that'll get those two small carries out there. One other question I had here, Carol, like, I noticed that, the capital reserve fund, the building reserve fund, and the fire communications reserve fund, all 6G accounts. And I noticed from the training thing we were in Saturday, on the samples he had, like 6G is the equipment account. The reserve account would be like a 6B or a different letter, same with the reserve account. I was wondering if those should be labeled. Because if we said we're taking money out of 6G, which 6G are we taking it out? See, we should have them like 6G, 6B, 6C.
It's referencing the town law, Jim.
Huh?
It's referencing the town law. The
All
six
to
G,
be under G?
the 6G, yeah.
Yeah, I swear Saturday.
6D, yes. We did have one where it was a repair reserve.
Yes,
It was a 6D, and that's listed.
right.
That was the only difference.
Well, I'm just saying, how would you differentiate when we say we're taking money out of 6G?
We name it capital, we name it. We take the capital reserve fund. the
Reserve
building
fund, you don't just
fire
name the number.
facility,
All right,
Communications.
all right, that clarifies that. Just asking. All right, want to go the monthly disbursements?
Yeah.
I'll put it out there, Cox, motion to pay the monthly disbursements that we're either have or will be signing off on tonight.
Like a second,
Halfelder.
all in favor?
Aye.
Profit and loss report. Most to approve the profit and loss report,
I'll make a motion, Cox.
seconded by,
Second at Hancock.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then the last is the accounts payable, which you've reviewed. Like,
Accounts payable. We have a motion to,
Cox, make a motion.
seconded by,
Halfelder.
all in favor?
Aye.
Everybody signed all the documents today, I believe, correct?
Yeah, did you go back and re-sign what you missed?
Yes, sir, we did, Dave.
One of my
All right.
secretaries came down and told me, yes, that's it. She left me alone for a few minutes.
All righty.
and then the last thing on my agenda is that Julie received an email from Harper Dinesh about preparing the GASB 75 report. We've used them for the past several years, and so we need to reply to them to let them know if we're going to be using them again.
Okay, so we need a motion then to approve that. They're the accounting firm, I take it?
They're not our accounting, they're not the people that do our audit of our financials, our regular QuickBooks financials, but they've been doing the GASB 75.
All right, do we need a motion then for that? It's not marked here that we do.
I'll make a motion.
All right, second. I'll make the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that's all I have.
All righty, very good. Thank you. District Secretary's report.
We received a notice from the Monroe County Volunteer Firemen's Association for dues. We
All right.
received a,
Do we need a motion to pay that, or is it already in the bill?
It's already in the budget.
I mean, is it?
It's
So it's
like,
been approved already to pay that?
like a normal bill.
was in the org meeting.
All right,
Legal notice was received from the Child Planning Board. We received a flyer from the Association of Fire Districts of the State of New York for their annual meeting and vendor expo, which is going to be held at Turning Stone on May 5th through 7th. Everybody should have gotten an Association of Fire Districts of the State of New York, their fire district affairs for December and January. Resolution 2020.12.21.1 and Resolution 2020.12.21.3 were published on January 7th. Received correspondence from the town of Chili regarding list of dangerous dogs. Chief Booble distributed General Order 21-001 to all personnel regarding general orders. Chief Booble distributed Informational Bulletin 20-001 to all personnel regarding command staff opening. Chief Booble distributed General Order 21-002 to all personnel regarding updated radio designations. And Chief Booble distributed General Order 21-003 to all personnel regarding preparations for potential civil unrest. And that's all I have.
Chief's report.
All right, thank you. Just one correction, Donna, that informational bulletin, that too should have been 21-001.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes.
All right, for December, 304 calls for service, 995 members attending. One working fire, 51 Noel Drive on December 9th. I sent out the 2020 year-end summary to the organization and directed that that be posted on our website and social media outlets as well. And that certainly indicates the impact that COVID-19 has had on our operations, especially our ability to deliver the fire safety program that we are so proud of. So speaking of that, we had a meeting today with the community risk reduction specialist on some upcoming initiatives to try and boost our ability to make connections with the community through our fire safety program. The health and safety officer, Donna mentioned that the info bulletin was put out with Captain Kaufman's pending retirement. We've started the process now of trying to fill that spot. So the first step is reaching out to our career officers and seeing if anybody in our officer ranks is interested in taking that command staff position. And those letters of interest are due tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. Depending on the feedback we get there, we'll open it up to other members of the career staff, and we'll certainly keep the personnel commissioners up to speed on where we're at with that process as we move forward.
Thank you.
General order. So I sent out a general order the other day indicating Admin orders are now referred to as general orders. It's really an exercise in semantics more than anything else. It's no different than the admin orders we were previously issuing. However, it's a more commonly held term, and it's a term that both of our legal counsels have used on a regular basis in some of the case history we have had with the fire district. So we thought it best to just be in concert with the more popular language that's out there for an organization such as ours, that we transition to a general order method rather than administrative order. So it's the same thing, just different. If that makes sense. COVID-19. So we're in the middle of our COVID-19 vaccinations for our organization. We're working through our priority tiers as they've been identified internally based on the priority tiers template that was provided us by the County of Monroe. So as of 1600 hours today, 55 career firefighters and officers, 38 have been vaccinated. 3 remain to be vaccinated. 5 have received the vaccination through another agency, and we've got 9 declinations. So at this point of our firefighters and officers in the career ranks, we're at a 78% vaccination rate. And I believe that percentage, if we were to extrapolate that out into the general population, I believe for herd immunity for COVID-19, they're looking for a 75 to 90% vaccination percentage. So internally with our career staff, we have reached that mark currently, but still more to come. Of the 16 active volunteers we have, 9 have been vaccinated, 3 remain to be vaccinated. None have received the vaccination through another agency, and 4 have declined the vaccination. So currently with our active volunteers, we're at a 56% vaccination rate, which obviously is due to change when the others receive theirs. So at this point, we're moving forward in a good fashion and good manner. And all intel, myself and CAR2 included, is that going over to the Fleet Center and receiving those vaccinations has been a very seamless process from what we've seen. So I think kudos are in order, if the record could reflect, to our brothers and sisters with the County of Monroe who have put together the logistics for that pod. Things are working extraordinarily well there. So good for them. Moving forward here, policy approval request. Oh, let me back up. Sorry, back up on COVID-19. We will be helping at the request of Wegmans. We'll be helping them with the pod that is located in our district. More information to come on that when the logistics are finalized. So I'll get you that information when we have it. I'm looking for approval for a new policy. This came out of conversation we had with legal counsel, and again through some case history over the last couple of years. We need to find a more efficient manner in which to distribute rules, regulations, policies, operational guidelines, handbooks, and other documents that are important to our folks, and also have a more efficient way to indicate to them that it's a level of responsibility on their part to make sure they're up to speed with those documents. So this policy, and there will be a sign off that accompanies it. That I don't have currently. Donna, did that come in at all?
It has not come in yet, as of yet.
All right, so basically it'll be once a year folks sign off on acknowledgement of this policy, which then covers all the other policies and procedures and guidelines and things that are in effect currently and which go into effect during the course of the year. So it's kind of like one-stop shopping. So if you gentlemen have that language is verbatim from what came from our legal counsel, and I believe it covers all of the all of the documents and whatnot that we were looking to have covered in such a policy.
Again, it doesn't mention general orders. Is that supposed to be in there too? or-
General orders, other documents.
Other doc, okay.
I think it's covered under other documents.
I know it just changed, so I don't know if it had to be added.
Yeah, no. I think it's covered under, well, it says all rules, regulations, policies, procedures, operational guidelines, handbook, general orders, and other documents.
Yep,
Hmm.
it's
They'll
in
be
there.
distributed electronically to all personnel. So,
All right. Who's
Yeah.
reading you want me to read this resolution, Donna?
Yes.
All right, resolution 2021.1.114.1. Whereas the Board of Fire Commissioners of the Gates Fire District and meeting of the Gates Fire District held on January 14th, 2021, the following resolution is adopted. Now therefore it is be it resolved that the Gates Fire District is hereby adopt the distribution of rules, regulations, policy, operational guidelines, handbook, and other document policy as provided by council. Roll call vote. Commissioner Worth, motion. Is that a second?
Do
Cox will
it.
second it.
I'd like to second it. Roll call vote. Commissioner Worth, aye. Commissioner Caminelli, absent. Commissioner Hofelder,
Aye.
Mr. Cox,
Aye.
Mr. Hancock.
Aye.
The foregoing resolution is thereupon declared duly adopted and approved by 100% of the total voting power of such Board of Fire Commissioners. Donna Capone, Secretary, and the rest of that. All righty. All
right. thank you for that.
All right.
The last thing I have is, it's time to renew our membership with the Gates Chi Chamber of Commerce. The cost for a business membership is $125 for the year. So that renewal notice came to me directly.
Okay.
And
Commissioner Cox will make a motion to pay that bill, support the,
Motion
Chamber
to
of Commerce.
pay the fee for the joining the Chamber of Commerce. A second?
Commissioner Hancock.
Commissioner Hancock, second. All in favor?
Aye.
all
Chief,
right,
what was the total amount?
125.
Thank you.
Yep. Last thing I have is a request for executive session for some personnel and public safety matters.
Assistant Chief report.
Hey, a couple purchase requests. First, Community Risk Reduction Harvey's is looking to spend $2,335 with Lion for the annual maintenance and repair of the fire extinguisher prop. Right now, it's been sent out. They've looked at it. That's the estimate for its annual maintenance and repair. She is investigating a price for replacement to see if it's cost effective. But there's people out on vacation and people working remotely, so she couldn't get it, excuse me, have one ready for tonight's meeting. But I'm going to guess, my guess is that replacement of it is going to be much more than the repair. So I'm looking for approval for the repair. Obviously, we'll wait to hear execute that repair until we get a price on a replacement.
make a motion that we approve that purchase or approve the repair unless the chief's office brings back to us a better solution, a more cost-effective solution.
All right,
I'll-
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I was just gonna ask, how old is that unit?
Ooh, we've had it a while.
That's the original one we had, right?
Well,
That's the
we've had
original-
two since
Okay, all right.
since I've been here, so that's the
Okay.
second one. But it's got to be pushing 10 years old, I think, maybe.
I think it's got to be close to that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Before we buy, if we do have any kind of repairs, maybe we can get in the cost of, and see if Joe Wainwright, maybe with some of his abilities, if there's something that can be, I mean, we certainly don't want to, obviously it's old enough, there's no warranty there and stuff, but if we can come up with something that might support that, let's see. Joe's got welding and it's pretty pretty fundamentally, as long as it's not like the electronic dead switch or stuff like that, the dead man switch that we use and so on. So again, we'll let, Tim work with the safety officer and go forward with that, the fire prevention.
sounds good. Thank you. Also to look to purchase one Truckman's Choice ventilation chainsaw from MES for $1,949, and was one Husqvarna chainsaw for vegetation saw from Broadner's, not to exceed $399.99. Both of these will be for Quint 4510. I don't know if everyone remembers, but those funds were placed into 6G. So I'm looking for permission to make those purchases. I will wait the 30 requisite days before I place the purchase.
Tim, is that part of the $53,000 that was already approved to take out of there?
No, this is something separate. That's why I'm asking.
We'd have to run a.
So
Resolution on it.
So this money was set aside in 6G already for those purchases.
Did we ever make a motion to take it out? It
That's why
wasn't
I'm
just,
We have a resolution.
I'm asking for you to do that tonight.
Got to make a resolution. That's what she sent you.
Donna, what do we do if, I don't even know what the numbers would be. What number are we on?
It'll be 2021.1.14.2.
All right, now, if we make this, do we have to run an ad in the paper to do this again, or?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It'll cost $400 or $500 to do that, to just.
No, it's not
No,
for
it's not that much money.
$500.
No, it's
Well,
not.
boy, they used to be real expensive.
We don't put it in the
It's not.
Democrat or anything like that. Just post a messenger post and that's it.
All right, the resolution number that Donna just gave will make a resolution to transfer funds from 6G for the total of 1,300, total of 1949 plus 399. For the
2348.
For the 4510.
I'll make a motion.
Second by
I'll second it.
Hancock. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and then Donna, you'll have to type the
Resolution,
you'll type the
you're gonna do
resolution.
a
up.
roll call vote.
Oh, roll call vote for the resolution, correct?
Yep.
Aye. Hancock,
Aye.
Hofelder,
Aye.
Cox,
Aye.
Caminelli absent.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
Can I just get clarification as to what 6G account it would be coming out of?
Apparatus.
Thank you.
Capital reserve.
Okay,
Now this-
and
this
then,
Donna, this resolution you sent, we already passed this one, right?
Yeah, I was just giving you the formatting, so you'd have the formatting so you could read it.
But we're not voting on this one.
No,
All right, okay,
that's just an example.
all right. It's an awful lot of pressure to put on somebody.
Jim, you're doing a great job. I
Good job,
want you to
Jim.
know for the handoff that we had here, you're doing great, Jim.
All right.
I think we're
Continue
back
there,
to
Chief.
the Assistant Chief's report.
Continue, Chief.
thank you. Lastly is software renewal for our Knox Connect software for our Knox boxes. That is currently set to expire on February 5th of 2021. They've sent us 3 renewal options. One for 1 single year for $524, or we can choose a 3-year for $1,572, or a 5-year for $2,620 for the 5 years. Seeing those are relatively new boxes, and we have no intentions on replacing those boxes in the near future. My suggestion would be to go with the 5-year for $2,620.
I'll make the
Entertain a
motion.
for that we approve the $2,620 for the Knox Connect software. Second,
Cox. Oh, sorry, Chris.
That's all right. As long as
Hofelder,
we're-
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Are we doing
And-
Commissioner Worth and Commissioner Holfelder for that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
And that completes my report. Thank you.
Okay, projects. 5-year plan in progress. Station 3 rear parking lot drainage is to be addressed during the parking lot renovation and reconstruction. Bid opening is tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Anybody interested in stopping by? Building utilization committee is in progress. Parking lot, we did that one. That's twice. And required and recommended policies. Down to me. Monroe County Fire District Officers Association meetings. As I said before, individually, I talked to Sam, I'd like to get us involved in those. I'd like to get on a couple of their committees, especially their career committee there that they have. I talked to the president of the association there this morning, and they're probably their next meeting will be a Zoom meeting. They will send notifications to everybody. The names and addresses and your wife's first names have all been turned in to the association. They print this booklet. As soon as they get them all in from all the districts, they'll print the booklet and issue it. Everybody will get an individual copy of that. And also tell the meeting dates and whenever, but unfortunately, the April meeting is the first dinner, but I'll be in Florida. So if anybody wants to go, we'll have to have the secretary make the reservations.
If they hold it.
Right, and yeah, if they do hold the dinner, and the dress for that is just, casual slacks, regular shirt.
What's the date of the meeting, Jim?
There's a Zoom meeting in February. I think I wrote it down. I've got it somewhere here, but not in this mess of papers. I won't find it.
Okay, and the
Um,
dinner,
I'll give it to you tomorrow.
and the dinner,
And the dinner's in April.
April, okay.
Our commissioner training certificates, those have to be filed with the town clerk in each town. So I've instructed the secretary this morning to make copies and take those to the town clerks of Charlie and Gates, to put those on file. If we fail to do that, the town can declare the seat empty and hold an election and elect somebody else. So she has all, you had, Donna had all the certificates and copies.
Thank you, Jim.
That's all I had to do.
Well, your certificate's in your file. So Louis and Chris's are in their HR folder. So she'll take care of it. You should get the copies from there.
Jim, if I can help you a minute, that meeting in February for Monroe County is February 18th at $1,900.
Okay.
And it would be hosted by Spencerport Fire, but we're not sure if it'll be there or a Zoom meeting, just to help you out. Donna, let the record reflect those dates and time.
Okay.
Yep, got it.
And then I put down here a process for handling 2021, but a lot of times when we're talking just in general conversation and in passing, somebody comes up with an idea, and says, oh, geez, we got to budget that next year. And then it gets forgotten. So ask Donna, if anybody gets those kinds of ideas, you get an idea or something, you want to log it down. Like there was one today that came up on an account that needs a different budget figure in that. So I just shoot her a note so we don't forget it. If I write it down someplace, the note will get lost, but she'll keep a running document going of things to bring up at budget time. Nothing in concrete, just to discuss at budget time. So
Good idea.
get an idea, send her a note. And that's all I got. Vice Chairman is Louis, not here. Commissioner Hofelder, LoSAP review.
Okay, I am going to keep LoSAP for my last bullet. Waste management was brought to my attention this week that there's a possibility we would want an additional tote, a small tote at 3 to handle the amount of recycles they have. Waste management indicated that there would be a price increase, which I believe is a little out of order. So all I'm asking for at this point is I think I want to put a price check out to a local waste collecting company such as Suburban and see what they come up with for the exact same service we currently get, just as due diligence. And with that, I talked to Chief's office, C2, to be more specific, that if the price increase to change from one of those square little baskets for 3 to a rolling toter is somewhere around $100, that's more than we're currently paying for the dumpster and the square toter. So I don't think that'd be a smart move to move on that. So just to get an idea what's out there, and I believe we may have woken them up to their pricing. Maybe we haven't been repriced in a while, so I'm suspecting it'll be coming. So it'd be a good idea for us to get a competitive bid just to put in a file,
Okay.
and we'll review that going forward. Unless there's someone objective to that, I'm going to ask for someone to give us a price on exactly what we're currently getting without and have that put in our file without action to be taken unless we see something amazingly better.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Second one is Station 3 workout room. I did meet there today and reviewed what they're looking for. They're looking for some mirrors. I asked that Captain Caminelli iron out the detail of exactly what he's looking for, and to utilize 3 contractors. I'm going to utilize the same companies that Brother Cox used for his pricing for windows in the past. I think we came up with 3 that we used in the past. I'll get those numbers to him, let him make the calls, get the pricing, and then get it back to me so that I can present it to you guys for action. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now LoSAP, that's the good news. According to General Municipal Law 219-A, we are compliant. We do our annual audits. We do our independent public accountant audits. Our financial conditions are improving. Our actuarial assumptions come in every year. We have fiduciary investment control. And the one thing that I did find out that we should do is look at our investment policy. I did receive a standardized investment policy, and I did receive from our investor that we do in fact have an investment policy that's 5 years old. So I would ask that me and Commissioner Hancock look at what we signed 5 years ago and see if there's anything that has changed of that we feel it would be important to change or modify, and sign a new one. The commissioner would sign, or the chairman would sign it, so that would put Worth in the hot seat for the signature. Good news, we are moving in the right direction. We outperformed our assumption, and our percentage funded rating is going up, and we are going to continue to go up this coming year. So when we get our report for 1/1/21, you'll see that our financial health is strong in LoSAP.
Okay, very good.
Or
Chris,
yes,
we also have to do the paperwork and the points for the LoSAP program. I received the package. Donna's got it. So whenever the 3 of us can get and meet, it has to be done soon because there is a time limit on it. So
I'm available quite a bit right now. So if I had a moment's notice to come down and review points, I did get myself somewhat familiar with the point system, both reading it in the book and then going to Chief's office and reviewing. So yes, I'm ready. And you just let me know, Dave. I'll be happy to, make that happen.
already.
Okay, is that it, Chris?
That concludes my report unless there's any questions.
Okay, Commissioner Cox?
Okay, following my agenda here, guys. First up, we've got 3 requests from our IT folks, from Adam. First item up is from General Security. Like to get a motion in a second to spend up to $1,100 to replace, update the camera in the dispatcher's office as part of that project. It'll go against that project budget. It's covered under there, so it's as budgeted.
Motion, Alfelder.
Second, Hancock.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
next up, Adam's got a request through the operations team. Obviously, the chief's office moving forward with some touchscreen laptops. This is for the staff officers, all part of the radio accountability program that we're rolling out with these Motorola radios and accountability for our firefighters, state of the art. Make a motion that we spend not to exceed $1,279.98. So let's just call it $1,280 for these two new laptops that Adam has been able to find for us.
Motion, Hofelder.
Second Hancock.
Second Hancock, all in favor?
All right.
Carried.
Last item, again, is a couple of laptops, one for Station 2, one for the project for the dispatcher's office. All part of the upgrades that we're doing right now, all part of the budgets that we have, not to exceed amount of $1,411. Like to make a motion or get a motion in a second on that.
Motion, Hofelder.
Second,
Second Hancock.
Hancock, second, all in favor?
All right. Okay, that would take care of those items. Next up, we'll just stick with the program here, going in order. Project update. If you haven't had a chance, you might stop into the dispatcher's office area. At this point, the project is not on hold. We have all the items that we needed to have accomplished before, I believe it's January 26th, when Zybex, the furniture, will be delivered and brought in. And at this point, we're caught up to date. You'll see that Joe Wainwright and John Merklinger, the two big project leads, have been working on this. Flooring, ceiling, window coverings, the blinds. We're pretty much caught up right now. And up to and including, we now have the weather advisory program that we wanted to have up and working. You might notice it out on the digital sign out front. It's a part of the new hardware that's supporting that program. So that's that update for the dispatcher's office, on budget or not to exceed the budget. We're doing well on that. Chairman Worth mentioned earlier, the paving bids are due tomorrow at 3 p.m. They will be opened. I would like to highlight that Donna has done an exceptionally great job on this one, based on, we're probably going to get, I won't guess, but we have a lot of very many, probably 15 at least, suppliers that have been calling in requesting bids. How many we get tomorrow will be interesting, but at 3 o'clock they'll be open and then we'll start evaluating it. I have been in contact with Passero, our consultant on this program, Tim Harris there, and he and I will be putting together some type of an evaluation matrix. And I'll bring it back to everybody to have a chance to look at that and see how we evaluate all the different options or the alternatives that we have there. But it has definitely been a pretty big undertaking, a lot of questions, a lot of back and forth, and some education too, right? So, but I look forward to that project, at least onto the next phase of it here where we'll get the bids. Don, anything to add to that?
No.
Nope, okay.
It'll be interesting to see how many we get. I hope we are able to get quite a few.
Yep. Next up, I guess I'm just gonna, not I guess, but we've got the renewal rates. I've kind of socialized it with everybody during the week. We kicked it off last fall, if you want to call it fall, by December timeframe. Myself and Jim did a conference call and met with our rep, our energy consultant. I think I've mentioned it to Chris. Chris and Larry Martell did a great job, a lot of legwork a couple of years ago to get to where we are with the agreement we have today. Donna sent out earlier, but it might not have gotten to everybody, but I have it in front of me. I'd like to make a recommendation, so we'll need a motion in a second to move forward with Mike Freeman's recommendation. He's our energy consulting with Energy Solutions USA. They're the provider, they're the who he works for. But first up would be the electric portion of our electric and natural gas. He's been out, bid and looked at and making a recommendation, which I certainly would support, that we move forward with a blended program, 75% fixed, 25% will be a variable. And our rate is darn near where we're at right now, our current rate being 0.04658. And we're going at 0.04650. It would be the average on a 24-month term agreement. So if I could get a motion in a second, tomorrow we'll have those agreements to be signed. Jim and I already talked about it. We'll be in the office tomorrow on another project and we'll take care of getting that signed off.
I'll make a motion to go along with Commissioner Cox's recommended.
Householder second.
Motion
Thank
made,
you.
seconded.
The other-
Go ahead with the energy reviews, and signing of the contract with them. Just want to add one thing here as we go. What started this whole thing was there's a discount on the electric if we purchase a certain percentage of our electric off of the solar power. And that's what started this whole thing. But right now, there's no room on the RG&E solar power grid for us to get into it, but we are in line to get put on it, which could change the rate or lower the rate somewhat if that comes through. So, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Motion carries.
The other portion of that utility would be natural gas. Again, I shared with you folks, and I certainly would like to get a motion in a second to move forward with a 24-month fixed rate. Our gas consumption costs per therm change 0.001. So again, it's a small number over a large volume or units, but we don't use a whole lot of natural gas other than the wintertime, clearly, for our heating capabilities. But to fix it, only this small amount increase for another 24 months certainly makes sense to me. So I'd like to get that taken care of tonight, get approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Hancock to follow Commissioner Cox's recommendation for the gas service.
Second, Householder.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
One other thing I want to bring up, and I think the chief's office was in discussing with Jim and I too. The project lead is myself as the commissioner. And I'd like to offer up that instead of going to Donna as we go through the year 2021 and forward, as long as I'm on the commission, send me your ideas. I certainly get in the other three stations based on all these projects that we've got going, but I'd like to take that off of Donna's plate and send it to Commissioner Cox so we can start putting together some thoughts and stuff. Because typically just to grab it and put it on a piece of paper, but usually we'd like to capture a little bit more information on what's the background to a project like that, up to and including perhaps some ownership. And typically, as we get into the budget process, there's some legwork that has to be done on a project. So if I can, and Jim, you're the chairman, but I'd like to just say, make that part of my responsibility under projects, not only rolling them out, but as we formulate and put together plans, I think that would be best if it came toward me.
Okay, you want to volunteer for that? Sure.
I would like to volunteer for that. And last up, I think it's been discussed, but just so everybody's aware, underneath projects, I don't have it here tonight for an update, but tomorrow, Jim and I will be working with our vendor of choice, Churchville Agency, just reviewing our insurances, whether it be apparatus and our employees and so on. So they're coming in tomorrow. It's obviously a very dynamic world, insurance, and we're not looking to make any changes. We're just trying to understand where we're at today and tomorrow as we come into 2021. We've got a few things on our plate that we're looking at, including the cancer bill, for instance, some of the things going on there, and our volunteers, our rank and file, obviously, making sure we're doing the right thing. But we seem to want to make sure that we, our volunteer count continues to digress, that we're paying an appropriate amount of insurance, that we don't have people insured that we no longer have with our agent, with our operations. So everybody should be aware that it's 10 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you.
Got it, Dan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Commissioner Hancock?
Actually, I do have one thing. As I believe most of you got, or all of you got, the contracts with the chiefs, between the chiefs and the district.
Not
Did you
me.
send them all out to everybody, C2, or did you
I
just?
didn't see him.
You didn't see them? All right. We have the contracts. Lou and I have reviewed them. And are in agreement to have them signed. If you want, I can bring it to, put it in everybody's mailbox or whatever, and or just go with the personnel commissioner's approval. Your choice.
Is that who normally approves them, Dave?
Yeah, and then I believe the chairman will sign it, but it goes through the personnel commissioners. It's same thing with the CBA, only it's for the chiefs.
Great. And I believe the only changes to them from other years that they've been signed is just an update, right? Whether it be the wages and benefits and seniority, the
Longevity pay, things like that.
longevity pay and stuff, correct?
Yep.
So they're really, I mean, it's kind of a move forward type of thing. So I certainly make a motion that we move forward with that and get them wrapped up here. We're in January. Let's get that captured.
I'll accept the committee's report.
Either one of you chiefs want to step in and say something? No? Okay.
Bobby, thank you. Chief, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
And normally the
Well, then-
process is we go through the personnel commissioners, there's conversation in executive session where there's a general review of the contracts, and then we come out and get a recommendation, and then it gets signed in the office.
Okay, that's been done?
We have not discussed it in executive session, but Lou and I have reviewed it online. C2 sent it out.
Okay, so do you have to go over it with the chiefs or?
I recommended under the chief's orders tonight, he requested executive session. Why don't we do a quick summary and we can come
Yeah,
out of
we'll
that
do
and
something in
clarify
there.
this,
Yep.
what we're gonna go forward on.
You have it, Dave, in front of you?
Yep, I got it. I can pick it up. Yeah, we'll do that in executive session.
All right. Anybody else got anything that will go to executive session then? Nothing else? Okay, well, let's go to executive session here and
Felder.
Commissioner Holfelder, you're making the motion?
I'll second it, Commissioner Cox.
all in favor?
No.
Why?
You have to read that whole thing.
What?
Look at your, I make the notes. You see the section where it says executive session? This is the
Underneath
part,
Hancock's report, Jim.
Oh, I gotta read this whole paragraph here?
You're
Oh my
doing a great
God,
job, Jim.
yes.
Keep up the
All
good work,
right.
Jim.
You're
Good
gonna
Lord.
read
All
that.
Motion made at 7:23 PM by Commissioner Hancock, seconded by Commissioner Cox to enter executive session for the purpose of discussion regarding medical, financial, credit, employment history, particular person, corporation, matters of leading appointment. There was something just changed on this, didn't it, Donna? That we weren't supposed to have?
no,
Motion, demotion, discipline, dismissal or removal of a particular person or corporation. Commissioner Poll, Worth, aye. Hancock,
Aye.
Hofelder,
Aye.
Cox,
Aye.
and Commissioner Cominelli. Motion carried.